What's up with it, my gente? Let me turn this AC down or this fan down so it's not too loud. And let's get into it. What's good with it in the hood with it, man? Second time today going live. I figured I didn't go live for the last couple of days. So I'd go live real quick just to say what's up. Let's discuss all these issues, these black and brown issues that seem to be flying around lately. Man, whole lot of issues, huh? Whole lot of gang shit. Johnny Tafoya, Gabriel Quintero, Michael Ibarra, what's up, brother? Soldier MFFM, Anthony, the double up is real. Yes, the double up. I figured I'd go on and just say, fuck it, man. Ghost 510, what's up with it, man? Tapping in, much respects. No face, no case. Vato Loco Psycho Monstro, Austin P. Navy, COVID-13. I seen there was other people on live, so specifically one individual, and I seen that there was some fake Gunners profiles in there. I happened to tap in, and so let's just go live right here, man. Love Sauce activated. Peace, Gunners from NYC. I've been following you for a while. Thank you, sir. I appreciate you, man. Derek Mallory, what's up, my brother? Low Bear, Coda Bear, man. Let's get a whole bunch of people in here today, man. I want to open the platform. I want to do something a little bit different instead of just music all the time. Carlos Lopez, what's up, Carnal? Jojo, Albert Tifford, what's good, bro? Been a minute since San Diego in the house. That's right. San Diego is definitely in the house. St. Paul, Minneapolis, Minnesota, Twin Cities is definitely in here, man. Kirby Puckett, like fuck it. Oliver from the 415. Where? Deluxe, D-Roll, salutes. What do you guys think, man? What do you guys think with all these black and brown issues going on? The shit never stops, huh? I know a lot of people are like, it doesn't concern you. It's a Southern California thing. Nah, it concerns me, bro. It's a black and brown thing. I'm brown. I got brothers that are black, man, so it concerns everybody. It's not a Southern California or Northern California or a California thing, period, man. It's a people thing. And I think as of us being all people, man, we can voice our opinion. Nat Tan is in the house. Was that you on Cartoons Live? Hashtag Gunner. I wasn't the Gunner on the couch guy. I was the Gunner's Profiles. Yeah, that was me, you my boy, Gunner's Profiles. I told him if he wanted to join me. He said he was on his live, and then I said I'm going to go live and do my thing, you know? Look at Elber says, we don't have no issues in San Diego. They're doing it for the clout, says Vato Loco Psycho Monstro. Goes on everywhere. Yeah, it seems like a lot of people are doing things for the clout lately, man. It's just a cool situation. What's up, Floyd Chavez Sr.? I got those pictures, man. Nice. Big Homes. OG Trucker says, what's cracking guns? What's a good place to eat in Hanford? Hanas. You know what? I don't know, bro. I haven't been to Hanas in a long time, brother. You have to ask someone from Kings County. They know that area. He changed his mind. Go check it out. Says, you my boy. Oh, he changed his mind concerning Gil. You know, definitely what you have to do is when you... If you're going to speak on someone's name, or if you're going to throw any accusations out there, trip on anything, what you want to do specifically is do your research, just so that way you're not left holding the bag, because that's not the type of bag you're after. You know, you're not left looking like a fool, basically. Not saying that the homeboy is, man. It's nothing but respects for Big Cartoon. I'm just, you know, Avalon Gang. I do want to say that you definitely have to do your research, because people like to chop and screw things and make people and give you the perception that a person is a certain way that really isn't that way. I've said in my spills lately, you know, although me and Gil don't see eye to eye on certain situations, a lot of situations, you know, and I don't think we ever will. Two strong minds don't see eye to eye all the time. Does not mean that I'm going to go against what he's got, what he's pushing, or what he's got going on. I think it's all love. I think it's all he's doing it for the right reasons, and that's just what it is. You know, that's just what it is, man. Babyface, what's up, Lokester? What's up, Babyface Lokester? Aunt JG or GJ Spencer, Anthony Progress. Guess who's on No Jumper? I already know who's on No Jumper. I knew that this morning. I already know Gil's on No Jumper, right? Shout out from San Jacinto. A little bit of drama out here with the black and brown, but it is what it is. You know what? It's always going to be what it is, but it's up to us as gente, man, as people, especially with platforms like YouTube, IG, TikTok, or whatever the case may be, to come together as one people, man, and keep it pushing like that. There's no sense in bickering back and forth, and especially over something as frivolous as a fucking rap video or a song. When there's been a lot of back and forth over the years, you know, I mean, that's just what it is. Cruise Control says, Saludos, Canalito. What's up, Canan? Big Wedo Duran, what's cracking, man? Back at it like a smack at it. Says Beautiful Queen. Web Deuce says Big Cartoon tapping in. That's right, man. What's up, Big Cartoon? Yeah, I listened to Cartoon Spills, man. It got brought to my attention his things concerning Gil. And Chicago Dunn, what's up, my boy? Cartoon about to jump on with you, bro. Is that right? Definitely. The big homie's on his way. I funked her first. Yeah, let's get it cracking in here, man. I invited Cartoon. I went into his live to invite him to come onto my live to show solidarity. And to Gunners, no disrespect, but you sounded weak. I don't know what you're talking about, bro. To be honest with you, you sound weak right now, bro. You know what I mean? With your drama. You know, save that for specifically for your mama. You know what I mean? If not, I got something for her. Tell her to hit me if it's major. I'm still rocking with a pager. You know what I mean? OG Trucker says you need to just spill on the Yerra with Eastside Torrance and Harbor Area Crips and the agent. Yeah, bro. Tyke ain't no need to apologize. Did YG apologize for shit? You know, and look at it's neither here nor there, my brother, on whether he needs to apologize. That man doesn't need to do nothing, just like I don't need to do nothing and you don't need to do nothing. No one needs to do anything. But as a man, as a grown man, he felt it righteously to sit at a table and apologize, man. And you know what? And I commend him for taking the higher road and for being the man that he is. You know, like I said, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. If there ain't no reason to apologize, then don't apologize, right? So somewhere along the line, he felt the need to, whether it be the need for the bag or be the need to really express himself. He did that. And that's what it is. That's right, Gunnar Garrison, man. Title Rob, man. I appreciate everybody. Amber Cummings says everyone's unified. The elites hate that. Yeah, they hate that. They hate when, man, black and brown can come together on some real shit. Sprinkling the brothers, man. Sprinkling the whites, man. Because you know there's some white boys out there, man, that just had it like us. Like I said, we all drank out the same manguera. For those of you that don't know, that's a water hose, right? We all didn't drink out of it. We know what it is. I didn't say anything wrong. Nope, you didn't, Ant. What's up with it, though? Cartoon needs to sit down with American Cholo. I mean, I've talked to somebody who talks to Gil, and I don't think Gil's even seen his videos. Gil's trying right now. Gil's doing his different thing. He's paying no, never mind. Cholo Peruano says apologize for what? Who said anything about apologizing, my brother? You know what I mean? Who said anything about apologizing? No one's here apologizing for nothing. I can't apologize for being broken brown. That's just what I is, right? And I'm going to continue to be that way. You know, unless I fucking take the initiative, go out there and fucking use the propensity that I'm gifted with to propel myself to get in that bag, man. I think we're all about that. I think we're all going to do that. It's better and a lot easier if we do it as a fucking solidarity as a people, man, instead of a black and brown people, man. I know everyone's going to have love for their gente first and foremost. That's what it's all about. That's life, right? But at the end of the day, man, why not show some love for your brother if you can, man? It's called reach one to teach one, you know. Little Bear, Bear says, Crips are solid in Oceanside. Much respect. Oh, correct. Respects on Paru. Respects to them, too. Touching bands. Why not accept the Mexicans that are black, that are Mexicans of all color, and it's in their culture to show love for real? This ain't the culture. Black and brown, and black is brown, dark brown. For real, for real. Yes, indeed. I said it earlier. Black is just a darker shade of brown, brother. It ain't nothing to me, man. We're all brown around this motherfucker. Gil might be the face, and I'm proud of him, but you, Dubs, Lucky from Hoodstocks, all of the rest on the tube did their part, and all are important. Thank you, 932. I appreciate the recognition, man. We got 206 in the building. I believe we're all play our intricate part to this puzzle, man, on pushing this movement that we got going on, man, which is uniting of all people, man, and opening doors for the raza, as well as my brothers, man. Because there's a lot of brothers, man. Just because you see a lot of people on the A side of Hollywood, there's a B side too, man, that ain't got nothing coming, you know? So I think it's time for the little people. I think it's time for everybody that works hard, not just get handouts, but people that are working hard to benefit from that. Florencia gang is in this motherfucker. What's up, Bruce? Esteban Ramirez says, Brown Pride, love to the blacks, Big Su 13, S13C. We all might be the same race, but we ain't the same culture. Absolutely not, brother. You know what I mean? We all got different culturas, but guess what, brother? You know what I mean? We all got beautiful cultures. So that you got to make sure, right, that you show love and respect to everybody's culture. Respect their culture. You ain't got to like it, Holmes. You ain't got to love it, but you got to respect it. You know, and that's a big thing. That goes a long ways, man, in showing unity. Hit the like and subscribe if you haven't already. Gracias. Thank you, Jojo. I appreciate you, brother. Spillers YT says Lopez Maravilla is #1. They're up in here, man. Mi barrio primera, says Spillers. No doubt, brother. Albert Tiffer says, my opinion, Gil addressed the issue perfectly. To me, he absolutely did, man. He addresses it. The guy's got a gift of gab. He's got a gift of words. His wordplay is immaculate, man. He's got immaculate wordplay, spectacular vernacular. There's a lot of people that do, and Gil being one of them. And like I said, man, I totally back his play in all his endeavors and what he's doing. Right now, like I said, it's not about being that one or being the face of the people. People are people, bro. It's all about expressing your opinion and giving your perspective on how you feel. I got brothers in my family here in Fresno. We just rock tough like that. RIP to my family. We'll be paying in Monte Carlo before he passed away. He was a righteous individual, keeping it 100. That's right. Juan Gomez says, hey, smoke weed every day, man. Do you? You know what I mean? I ain't that matter. That's part of the cultura. You know what I mean? Orale, Pyromaniac. Orale, say, what's up, man? Jersey Bro 973 says, tapping in. Salutes to the chat. Hashtag Jersey, hashtag Brick City. That's right, my brother, man. Express it. Don't confess it. Just express it, man. We ain't in this motherfucker confessing the feelings. We're in this motherfucker expressing our feelings. He's on No Jumper today. If all played out well for him. That's right. Hey, exactly, bro. Baldo Vasquez salutes from Bakersfield. Big dog. But I know something you guys don't know about that pull-up. The pull-up is definitely real. SA915 El Chuco saludos. Jesse Nunez says AC is on No Jumper live right now. Yes, he is on No Jumper right now. And he pulled up with a lot of brothers, man, that had his back. Tony Barboza, RIP King Jalisco. How you been, bro? It's been a while. It's been a minute since I've been up in it. Chosen One. Just doing my same old thing, man. I just bounced back from a sickness. I'm back now. Bang Mateo's in here. Johnny X, Young Hitler. I ain't never seen color. I got white, black, Mexican family. Exactly, bro. Color is I'm colorblind to color. You know what I mean? I used to see red and blue. Now I see green. Green is that's my favorite color. That and black. You know what I mean? I got to keep it real. Much love from San Bernardino. Jesse Mundo says, Cubile brothers, buenos dias. Raza from the Big Longo of the East Side. Title Rob says, I'd rather be here. Juan Gonzalez, Unity. Gracias, brother. I appreciate you, canal. As always, man, thank you so much. He's going to shake hands with that Vato Adam, 22, fitness slopester. I can't call it like an alcoholic, man. I believe Gil was asked to pull up, was invited to the platform, and he agreed. He showed up. And a man of his character will. What do you expect, Gente? What do you expect, man? If you're supposed to be out there for the people, man, and spreading that unity and spreading your gospel, Billy Graham style, then, if you get invited, you show up. Fat Slop TV says, I like both our culturas and our women. Should be too. So that's good. Ooh, give me a red bone one time for a mine. I'm going to break her off something proper like. She's going to be like, I thought he was a brother. I am, only from another mother. What it do, Gun Real? Randy Jean, how you doing, girl? I know you was under the weather today. I hope you're feeling better. Web Deuce says Cartoon Foundation here. That's right, man. Shout out to respects to the homeboy Cartoon. From Avalon, 53rd. Hey, y'all, stay cool. OG Cartoon is in the casa. That's right, brother. Team members is here. MJC 918. Would you go on No Jumper? I mean, it just depends on the availability and what's the content of the subject, right? Just to go on there and kick back with the casting crowd, like we know each other, or we're throwbacks from way back, probably not. But to meet new people, man, and maybe network and push something for the future that can involve the people, why not? Why Mexicans don't talk about their black history? Mexico's second president was black. Vincent Guerrero, he abolished slavery. It's not why don't Mexicans talk about it, Keith Nelson. It's why it's never brought up, man. Hey, Mexicans ain't got to talk about nothing. You know what I mean? Let me tell you something. Everybody could talk about it. Because history like that, bro, is swept under the rug. A lot of people don't know their cultura or their historia. And the reason why is, man, a lot of it's not put out there unless you seek, right? And there's reasons for that, bro. Drop the link for Toon. You want to get to Cartoon up in here? LMB Frisco, what's up, my brother? Oh, that's probably the wrong one. Let me put the right one. Cartoon, if you're in here, my brother. My bad. Esteban Ramirez, what's up? Have you been to Mexican school? They teach you, brother. Stop assuming. John Gomez, let him know. Let him know. And I'm not assuming nada, bro. We focus on what makes us different when we should see how we are all the same. Exactly, man. Everyone's too busy trying to see the differences, man, instead of seeing the similarities. The similarities is everybody has went through oppression. The similarities is everyone's went through bias, and everybody's went through triumphs and tribulations, man. The only way to continue to prosper as a people, and I mean as all people, is to help each other out, bro. You'll see when you come together, shit happens. When you don't, and everyone trying to do their own thing, what happens? A whole lot of this and a whole lot of that, and not a whole lot of real shit. Here we go, man. There it is, man, my brother. What's up, Cartoon?
Man, what's up, Guns? What's up, homie? You all right?
Hey, look at before we say anything, first and foremost, my apologies, brother. Avalon stands up. And
Yeah, man.
shout out to
Hey,
respect to the Avalon. Hey, I assume, and there I go assuming, right? I seen the rag, the rag looked a little purplish, so I just jumped the gun. I was like, oh, he must be from Grape, because I know a lot of cats from Grape, from the Jordan Downs, and I said, okay, I'm gonna run with that, and I should have just did a little bit more research, but I apologize, my brother.
no, it's straight, homie. I got 50 million phone calls about, dang, homie, why you say you from? But then, you wasn't the only person that the bandana, and I had to put that one in the back. It looked purple. It do look purple.
It looked purple.
I'm like,
it looked purple.
yeah.
And I only know, and see, I've only been around one Crip gang in my whole life that rocked the purple. Now there could be several, but the only ones that I knew of were the Grapes.
Right.
So when I seen it, they were like, hey, there's a Crip, an OG Crip. He's coming at you a little bit. He's not coming at you sideways, but he's speaking his opinion. I said, all right. And I watched about 5 to 10 minutes of it, and I seen the purple rag. I said, oh, this is a brother from Grape. Okay, bam. I'm gonna go ahead and speak my piece on it. But my bad, man. Avalon's a very well-respected neighborhood, I might say. Man, I'm glad you're right here, man, on the platform. What's up with it, my brother?
Oh, I can't call it, man. When you came in earlier, boom, I was like, I was in my live, and but now people back to back, man, go over there to Guns, go over there to Guns, go to Guns, go to Guns, talk it out. And I thought, I was like, you know what, you're right. I'm gonna go over there because this morning, I don't know if you've seen it. I had one guy. He sent me a message. I think from Hater World, Blue Devil from Hater World.
Yeah, I didn't see it. I didn't catch it.
Yes, you'll see it on there if you look for it. For I think Southsiders Reaction or something like that.
Okay.
Yeah. He had he had got at me and said, well, he didn't get, but he made a reaction video, and of course, I made one right back. But
yeah,
man, no, look, we gonna get into the elephant in the room, of course.
Yeah.
All right. This thing about Tyga, it's creating a firestorm, and it's getting to the point to where it's starting to take on a life of its own.
Absolutely.
And of course, when something gets to the point to where it takes on a life of its own, once it gets to a certain size, you have no control over what direction it goes. You feel what I'm saying? And I'm quite sure other Hispanic YouTubers, people talk to them as well as my people get to me. They talk to me, and they like, hey, cuz, check this out, homie. You know what I'm saying? Boom. So we already know we have to be careful with what we say on this internet, because we as YouTubers, we have a responsibility to report what we're gonna report on, but we also, as street dudes, no matter black, white, red, round, whatever. We also have a responsibility to keep the narrative within the lines.
Yes.
And so, okay, the thing with American Cholo, they showed clips on what he's supposed to had said and this and that, and so, he spun the narrative on, okay, I told my story, and with me telling my story, they took bits and pieces and chopped it up and made it seem this way. And guess what? I 100% believe him. I believe him on that one. But so that's why I keep telling people, I don't key in on, him supposed to be hollering out that word, the ER, with the heart, you know what I'm saying? Because I believe that somebody took that and chopped it up. But, the thing that I'm keying in on, forget that. If people do their homework and go back, they'll see on a lot of his other things that he's been on the airwaves with, it shows that, he has a little racist streak in him.
Yeah. And you're absolutely right, sir. Not to cut you off. And the last thing I do on earth is defend a grown man. That's the last thing I do, right? Because that's especially a man that I don't see eye to eye with on a lot of situations, right? Because there's no love lost there. There's no, me and Gil have not ever seen eye to eye. But I will say this, knowing Gil's character, his personality, and being for the last year and a half, 19 months, watching a lot of his material, I will say that a lot of what he says, because he's a judgmental person and he comes off as a narcissist, a lot of people misconstrue some of the things he says. Now, his channel has gravitated from some type of Rush Limbaugh type of we are the people to now where it takes on all aspects of unity and black and brown and things of that nature, where it was never that before. fine. You know, he's a brown man, and we're to all, like I say, man, if we're gonna ever have black and brown unity or ever show support, now's the time to support everyone. But I do agree with what you're saying. There's certain situations where yes, seem at times to come off maybe not racial, but maybe prejudice. Okay.
Yeah, I will agree. Yeah.
You know, and that's coming from up Northern California too, where I've seen the bias and the prejudice towards Mexicans from Northern California as well concerning his channel, right? And I felt some type of way, not because I'm representing the North here whatsoever at all, but because I knew it was basically disses and shots directed towards me and those around me, right? And so we were able to talk that situation out. One thing I will say about Gil, and I'll commend him on, is he's one of those people that will sit down, we'll have an open conversation, we'll let you speak your piece back and forth. So I seen the videos you did, and I understand, you know, no one understands how hard it is to be a black man or a brown man in America. Okay, people don't understand that. They assume, but if you've never been in that position, man, it's one of the hardest things to be in America as a black man. That's period. Because of all the racial profiling, the bias, the prejudice, you're born with the odds stacked against you. Okay, but you're also born a man.
Right.
That's what I tell everyone. You're born a man, and we all start on that same line. Now, everyone's not going to have the same shake, and but it's what you do with it. Because I know a lot of brothers personally, myself, I'm good friends with, that absolutely, man, have prospered to the highest level because it took a lot of hard work and it took a lot of putting your blinders on to get there, right? Now, there's some brothers like you, as well as myself, that will not put our blinders on for nobody. We're not born that way. We're not cut that way, right? We're going to let you know. And I believe that Gil is the same way. He sees what he sees for his people. But at the end of the day, like I said, man, I see where you're coming from, because by no means am I going to push my people by stepping on the heads of others. Do you see what I'm saying?
Right.
So, I seen what you said. Now, as far as Adam, who I believe is a culture vulture, myself, right? I believe he's someone that lives off the sweat of the brown and black man's back, right? Was able to provide a platform. And yeah, you know, everybody's striving to get to his platform, because you get to his platform, you blow up on YouTube. I'm going to do this organically, homegrown. My black and brown people are going to support me. I know that's a fact, right? But one thing I do know is if things don't go that guy's way, he likes to chop and screw, and he has his own skeletons in his closet. You know, he likes to do that. And especially when it comes to the black and brown man, I've noticed. So as far as Gil, I'm not giving him any passes in anything. But as of right now, I know in his personal life, man, that he's done a lot for the African-American community. Maybe it's not put out there, but he has. And a lot of people have done a lot for him. So I'm going to give him, on my side, the benefit of the doubt, not because he's a brown man, but because I believe, honestly, that he has the right intentions. Sometimes he just goes about it a little bit different, you know?
Let me say this. Okay, you know, it's a lot of people been telling me that, okay, American Cholo, his name is Gil, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that like
get him. Yeah, get him. Gil.
I'm gonna call him Gil. I can't twist my tongue like that.
Yeah.
But a lot of people say, well, he can't be racist. He can't because he has, black grandchildren. Okay, he might do. But all right, for instance, like one of the things I brought up was, okay, on one of his podcasts where he had him and two of his partners up there, and he was speaking on the reparations that were giving to some of the black people in a little town in North Carolina. Okay. And so when he brought it up, one of his partners was like, well, what's reparations? And he explained to him, he said, well, that's when the government pays you money for, major indiscretions that were done to your people, your ancestors in the past. Yeah. Okay, so then he went on to say, and then, he went on, this where it fell off the roof with me, where he went on to say, yeah, they probably gonna try it in California next. So when he said that, the other SA dude that was on the other side of him immediately chimed in and said, oh, well, if they do, that's when the Raza supposed to take to the streets and protest it. So I look like, okay, my thing is, if we as black people are protesting against the government for what we felt was done wrong to our ancestors, what reason would you want the Raza to take to the streets and protest that? They don't even have a fight. They don't even have a dog in that fight.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. There would be no reason, and I don't understand the context of that conversation, because I would have to go back and look at it, but you're absolutely right, and I'm not defending it. There would be no reason to say that. You know the word I hate the most And you just said it, and I say it all the time. We all use the word they, right? I fucking hate that word they. Because every time we say they, you're talking about other than you, they, right? Like them people or they. You know what I mean? There is no they, it's we, us. We're all minorities. We're all here struggling, just fighting the same fight. Now, as far as reparations go, I know because I'm a little well versed in a little knowledgeable. Reparations is the repairing of things done in the past. Absolutely.
Right.
And there's a lot that the black man had to go through in America, man, being stolen and brought over here that they should be paid back for. There's a lot that the brown men have done, man. The struggle has been real that they should be paid back for. And it's time that we do get paid, but it should have been support. If they hit the streets, it should have been in a support fashion. Shouldn't have been that breeds, see, to me, that's like envious or jealousy.
That's exactly what it is.
Like, why are they getting theirs? We should get ours. No, hold up. That's a start. I want the brothers to get theirs so that maybe we can get ours on the back end, right?
Right.
To me, it's not about who does it first, bro. It's about everyone getting it. You know what I mean? That's the way I've always looked at it, man. I don't care if it's the brother doing it first or the Mexican doing it first. Let's just all get it. Let's all get what we got coming, right?
And see, one of the things is hard, because you got, like, when you go live on your live or my live, you got a lot of brown brothers that they chime in from Northern Cal, or they chime in from all the states around the United States, because they be wanting to know, okay, what is this about? Why is it this way? Why is it that way? And it's hard to explain, the demographical differences between North and South. I mean, and at the end of the day, homie, no matter what's said, no matter what's done, there's always going to be a certain underlying tension in Southern California between blacks and Hispanics. It is what it is. It's been that way. I tell people all the time, prison dictates a lot of what goes on the streets. And because of the racial tension in prison, it feeds over into the streets. And and I did the majority of my life, behind bars. And when I was one, if, like I tell all the time, if you got a C number or an early D number, you was in the mix. If you was behind the walls, and I was in the mix, homie. When I say I was in the mix, believe you me, I was in the mix. I've been to the shoe 4 times. Behind being in the mix. You know what I'm saying? And so, you will start to develop a certain mindset. Blacks start to develop it, and the Mexicans start to develop it. And I could call it a mindset, but basically it comes down. It breeds hate.
It breeds hatred.
And that hate doesn't leave until you actually hit the streets and you away from that prison mentality for some years, and you let that stuff seep up out of you. You let it get up out of you. And I said, and I tell people all the time, they like, well, Toon, do you hate them? No, I don't, man. I got too many Mexican homeboys that's from my set, and I will go out backwards for them. You feel what I'm saying?
Yep.
In my neighborhood, we share our neighborhood with the East Side Playboys. We right there. I'm talking about hand in hand. Every inch of our neighborhood is shared with them. It's hand in hand. And so we cool like that. But now, like I was saying this morning, I was telling the dude Hater World, it's not against a whole group of people. It's against individuals that feel that certain way. Now, if an individual pops up and he shows his hand, all bets off, homie. You know what I'm saying? Here it comes.
Oh yeah. You definitely. Grown men would do grown men things, right? My thing is, okay. And this is a good friend of mine right here, man. Hitting hard from down south, and he knows Gil just probably more well than both of us do. More better than both of us do. And he said that conversation was taken out of context, whereas what Gil meant to say in that conversation was that it was time we needed to hit the streets to support, right? Which is what I would think, because that's the only thing I could see it as far as like to say, oh, we need to hit the streets to like cease it or halt it. First of all, there would be no reason for Mexicans to do that. Second of all, that'll fuck our bag up later that we're trying to get, right? So the only thing to do is to support each other in our endeavors, and that helps everybody. But even aside from money, just supporting each other daily in everything that we do, man, opens up a lot more doors and builds a unity strong. Now, I understand, just like you said, in Southern California, there's always going to be that slight animosity there. It's just the way it is, man. Different communities are different. Whereas in Northern California, the Bay Area, the Valley, it's a lot more different. Blacks and browns have been starting this unity since the 80s. It's been going way back, and that's because you have a lot of minority foundations that were started in the Bay Area, like the Black Panthers. Of course, you have the Brown Berets. Of course, you have the Chicanismo movement. So a lot of these groups have been rolling hand in hand since the 60s, since back in the days when they were fighting, when they was marching together. You know, I know a guy who told me, he said, what had the Mexicans ever done for the black community? I said, shit, my grandmother marched with Martin Luther King. What are you talking about, right? I said, the black and brown has been strong, maybe not everywhere, but it has been in a lot of places. And it's up to us as content creators and having these platforms to continue that struggle. Now, there's going to be people like Gil who gets into it with certain individuals, and people are going to feel one way about him or the other. He's entitled to his opinion, just like you are, just like I am. We're not always going to agree on the opinions. When the opinions become racially motivated or slanderous to one group or another, now it's time to say, whoa, hold on now, brother. You know what I mean? Now your platform is yanked as far as the brown and black people, because we're not trying to hear that nonsense and that hatred, right? And that's how I feel. You know, with my people, it's like, man, if someone's out there just spewing hatred and they're trying to divide, well, there is no conquer. You know, this divide and conquer, that's bullshit, Holmes. It's either conquer, period, or nothing else with me. It's all, and when I say conquer, not one people or the other, I'm talking about all people conquer this shit, because quietly as it's kept, it's the man, and I'm not saying the white man, I'm saying the man, whether no matter what color he is, it's the haves and the have-nots, basically. Right. The people that have and the people that don't have shit, right? And I don't give a fuck if you got a little paper money, a little 10,000 in your pocket. That ain't shit. I'm talking about money. Right. Wealth, not rich, wealth, right? Those are the people that control our country. Those are the people that constantly try to cause division because it benefits them staying the way they are and keeps us staying where we're at. So we need people with platforms now to keep pushing that narrative. Now, Gil has found himself, as far as the raza is concerned, that one right now, right? Because he's recognized, he just stumbled onto it. And the brothers, man, have had that ones. You know, we've had people like, I don't know what your feelings are with like individuals like Whack 100, right? Yeah. As far as my concerns, and I think you've known, I go back to YA with them, even though he denies it. You know, he likes to deny a lot of stuff, though. My thing with him was he was defecating on his own people to get to that bag. You know, he was pushing a political agenda, but he really wasn't about that. And I didn't see him as a brother, right? A lot of people said, oh, he's making his people look bad. I said, I see him as a grown man just making humanity look bad. You know, he's making a man look bad right there. Not a black man or a brown man, just a man, period. He's showing real fucking feminine ways, right? And of course, at the end, what happens? The brothers from the 60s ran up on him, and we see where he's at. He's MIA. You know what I mean?
He's the California version of Charleston White. Yeah. Yep. But you know what? I was reading where what's the guy name right here? Hen Thardink or
Hen Hardink.
Okay. And I was reading what he was saying, and I will say, okay, on the thing that I was speaking on, it was a guy that tapped in my comments this morning, and his name was Sonny. And the guy that I was speaking on that said that, okay, well, let's take to the streets, it was him.
Sonny Boy Costa from Streets Ain't Loyal. Yeah.
Okay. And he was telling me why he made the statement, which didn't make a lot of sense. And he said that he made that statement because he felt that if the government was to give us money for reparations, it would be coming out of their pockets because they pay taxes. I'm like, what? Yeah. So it made no sense.
Yeah, well, let me explain this to you real fast, brother. Where I said in the beginning, where Gil's initial channel when he first started out was like a Rush Limbaugh channel. It was more of a conservative. It was more of a conservative Raza channel, meaning his political views were taxpayers. You know, this was what he was about. You know, getting jobs, and I mean a lot of what he did, and people seem to forget, was a lot of it was on the heads of our brown people. He was like, you know, if you're too lazy to get off your ass, you ain't got nothing coming, you go get a job, this and that. And a lot of people didn't like him because they felt that he was shitting on his own people. So at that time, when you're taking it way back, I could see where now what you're saying, where they would be having that discussion, it's kind of like, nah, we shouldn't be giving these brothers money because it's going to come out of our pockets, right? Hey, you know what? Hey, a lot of these roads that we drive on, a lot of these fucking buildings that we live in, a lot of these things that we have wouldn't be here if the brothers didn't establish it, right? So taxpayer money, they need to get their issue back. Give them theirs back, right? My thing is, the way I look at the world is, hey, we're all trying to get some paper here. Let's go ahead and get the brothers there so we can get ours, right? And even if we don't get ours, let's at least try. You know what I mean? That's my thing. So I can see where they were coming from, but like again, I say, you know, his initial channel was more along the lines of pushing that narrative, kind of like a Raza conservative channel, if you know what I'm saying. More Republican,
right. Yeah.
Right? Whereas my platform, your platform, we're from the streets.
Right.
You know, you're from a neighborhood, been there, done that, prison, shoot terms, 4 yards, war. You know what you're talking about because you've actually been involved. Whereas I'm coming from the same thing, all the way from the youth, all the way to an adult. I've been involved in the war. Blacks and browns together against each other. Every different mix-up, every different way you could call it, I've been involved in it, right? But I know I have enough wisdom and enough knowledge to know that shit's for the birds, right? We never gained anything out of that. I see that when we come together as a people, you know what I mean? Black and brown, white, sprinkleman, right? The woods are always there.
You always do that.
Everybody involved, what's going to happen is a lot more can be accomplished rather than tore down, man. And it takes people like myself, yourself, people like Dubs, Rojo, all these other channels, man, that are willing to take the initiative to put their motherfucking face out there and let it be known this is what we need for the people.
And I agree. You know what? I agree totally. Because, you know, I had a lot of people, you know, they asked me in my comments, you know, well, why are you so angry? Why are you so mad? Why do you know what I'm saying? And, you know, I thought about it, and I was at first, you know, the first thing I wanted to say was, man, I'm not angry. I'm not mad. But before I answered them, I went back and looked at, you know, some of my videos.
Yeah.
And I couldn't just go to them automatically and say that I wasn't angry and I wasn't mad because of the way I came off in my videos. Anybody would perceive it as, oh, you know, okay, oh, you know, homie, he upset for real. And I can't sit there and lie and say that when it first happened, when it first took place, I wasn't upset. And I will be honest with myself, and I will say, okay, a lot of my anger, you know, I won't say it's displaced, but a lot of my anger comes from, you know, a lot of what my people go through on the streets. And then, you know, a lot of Hispanics have a right to be angry about a lot of stuff based on what they people go through on the streets. Like, I mean, you know, that Southern California thing is real. You know, if you're not from there, you don't live there, and you don't see it, they won't understand, man. You know, it's real tricky and Mickey. You know what I'm saying? And It's just that way. It's that way. Will it ever change? I don't know. Do I want it to change? Yes, I do want it to change. But as long as you have two overly dominant groups, you know, button heads, well, we gonna run the show. Now we gonna run the show. We gonna run the show. Now we gonna run the show.
Yeah.
The tension will always be there. And if somebody other than, you know, that might be smarter than me can come up with a way that can do away with it, man, me personally, I'm all for it. I am all for it.
You know what I think, my brother? I think people misconstrue it. I think when they see your videos and they say, "Oh, he's angry," it's an angry black man right there. No, I think you're a fed up black man. I don't think you're an angry black man. I think you're fed up. You're fed up with seeing your people go through all the fucking treatment and all the different things that they went through. And I feel, and I put myself in the same category. I'm a fed up brown man. Enough is enough. Okay. And it's not to say that a specific group is doing this to us. We're doing most of this shit to ourselves.
Right.
Right. We're doing it to ourselves because we're not expanding our fucking minds. Right. We're holding ourselves in a box. We're holding on to old morals and old values. When, yeah, some of them might have been good. Some of the shit our parents told us, but the shit our parents went through, our old folks went through, is not the same shit we're going through, right? There's a whole different twist. There's a whole different get down now. We've, over the years, man, bridged the gap so much compared to what they had to go through, bro. That one little thing like a fucking music video and a guy in a fat suit can tear it down 10 years. And people don't see that. They say, that's just a music video. It's no big deal. But like you said, it takes on a life of its own. And what starts to happen is people that are really not up to par, really well versed, really educated, run with the first dialogue and the first thing that they see and hear, right? And you got a lot of, because I get people, hate. I'm sure you do too. You get hate and you get love, and you get people that support you no matter what you do, and people that don't no matter what you do, right? But I lately, the narrative with what I've been pushing, I get a lot of people that go on and they're like, for some reason, it seems like you got some type of bias against the black man. I said, why? Well, you say Africanos. I said, well, that's how we speak in prison. I come from the prison jargon, right? Where I understand now, I'm on the streets. Look at the cat. He's chilling. He don't give a fuck if you're black, white, green. Just feed him, right? Look, that's real. So my thing is I come from that prison jargon where, to me, I always said Africano brothers, my Africanos, my brothers, my Kiwis, or whatever the case may be, because I took the initiative to understand the history and the culture, whereas a lot of people, they're like, well, he's disrespecting us. We're from America. I said, well, what do you want me to call you? An African American? Fuck it then. I'll call you Africano Americano. I'm just saying it in Spanish. I said, but I'm trying to give you a respect for your culture, for where you derived from, right? And then after I've talked it out with people and kind of explained it, okay, now we see, Gun, we see where you're coming from. And that's what it's all about, man. It's about educating the youth and educating our people to see that there's a lot more than we're just fucking, than this bullshit, these rap videos. Like, I'm going to be honest with you. I could give a fuck less about Tyga. As far as I'm concerned, Tyga was doing some weird shit that he, you know what I mean? Some highly suspect shit. And that never gets brought up. And to me, I come from that old school mentality of, man, weirdos are weirdos, period. And he was doing some weird shit, right? Has nothing to do with music, has nothing to do with talent, has to do with little girls and him. But that's on them, right? I guess. And when I say that, people automatically, well, you're saying that because he's a black man. I don't give a fuck if he was yellow, green, brown. If you do shit, kids, weird shit, your weird is weird. Weird don't have no color, right? I hate where people try to make everything or spin it and turn it into a racial thing. It's not, bro.
You know what? Let me throw this in there too. The only thing that will always, I asked a lot of people, can they tell me what is the only thing on this planet that will always remain the same? I don't care if it's 1,000,000 billion years from now. There's only one thing that will always remain the same, and that is change.
Oh, yeah.
You cannot stop change. Change will always come. You cannot stop it, period. On no level can you stop change. Some change takes a little longer, some change takes a little faster, but change will always come. And yeah. I do see change coming in the black and brown relationships. I see it coming. And whereas nowadays, like, I haven't been in the California prison system since 95, 96. That's when I left. Okay. And the way things were, the way the yard, I never knew what an S&Y yard was, and I never knew what none of all that was. The only funny bunny yards they had back then was Vacaville and CMC East. That was it. Yep. Everything else, it was get down for your grits and gravy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So with the change that's coming, when I was in prison, if a Mexican dude came into the prison and he was a Crip of blood, that's pretty much an automatic riot. It's gonna be a riot off the rip.
Right up top. Yeah.
Yeah. If a black dude came in, it was gonna be the same. You feel what I'm saying? Because it was just like that. But now, from my understanding, even that's getting a little bit more lenient. You feel it just from what I hear, I'm not 100% sure, but from what people telling me, it's getting somewhat a little bit more lenient. And you look at on the streets, things are coming more like this here, because the days of like the Vato Locos or the Cholos that they had in Southern California from back in the 70s and early 80s and 60s, they're becoming a thing of the past. Mexicans dress more with the funny bunny little pants that and the funny little shirts, and even they dress like that now. Which when I see my homies dress like that, I be scratching my head. I don't like no skinny jeans, no little bitty. You're on the right channel.
You're on the right channel, because I agree.
Yeah, the big old shoes and the hats and the backpacks and all that crazy mess. I didn't come from that, but it's more and more like that. And if you look at Where when I was coming up, it might have been when I say might, it might have been maybe one, you know what I'm saying, essay from a black gang. Whereas now every set in LA has a group of Hispanics from it now. Every set. You know what I'm saying? Man, I got so many essays from my set, I can't count them no more. And it's every set. And so the race relations in that way, whether it's coming through the rap game or whatever it is, that they're kind of mending like that. In the old school, and the old school way of thinking, it's leaving. And that was my thing with Gil. I felt Gil come from the old school era where they had a certain way of thinking. Y'all stay over there. I'll stay over there, and we'll stay over there. Don't mess with our women. We won't mess with y'all's. And to me, that's the era of thinking that he came from. But that way of thinking is slowly but surely changing. It's going away. So it's only a matter of time before everybody's like this anyway, probably.
No, it is. You know what? And what's the main thing that has pushed that? It hasn't been mentality. It hasn't been old school homies just having an epiphany. It hasn't been none of that. What it's been is social media. Social media, the hip hop era, everything.
Right.
Kids see and emulate what they see, and that's what they want to be. So when they see these motherfuckers with this tight ass pants, and that's the style. That's whatever they put out. You know what I mean? Is what we see. You know, we come from the era of NWA. Kings hats, Raiders hats, boop, boop, you know what I mean? So that's what everyone had. Raiders jackets, Kings hats, because that's what we seen. That's what was being pushed out to us. That was the style back then. It was more of a gang mentality. Whereas now it's getting away from a gang mentality. It's becoming more like a lot of people like to say urban based. I don't put it on urban. I put it on it's just different. They're changing. Like you said, they're changing with the times. Now it's up to us to see that and to go ahead and apply. If you guys are going to change in your clothing, if you're going to change in your mentality, if you're going to change in all that, it's time for you guys to also change the ways of thinking. Start educating your mind into never forgetting the past and where you come from, but also doing something differently in the future so you don't have to go through that same bullshit, right? But a lot of people, they want to look different. They want to all fucking say certain words. They want to all emulate each other, but they don't want to change their ways, bro. You know, they want to keep that separation and that distance. Everyone looks the same. You might as well fucking be the same. That's how I feel. Now, here's a word, and I wanted to ask you about this since I got you here. The N-word, right? I don't care if it's with the ER. I don't care if it's with the A. The N-word is the N-word. I don't say it. Never will come out of my mouth. Not in my vocabulary because that's just, now that's one thing I will not change, right? You yourself, how do you feel when you see your young homeboys Mexican descent from your neighborhood saying it? How do you feel?
As you can see, you know, I don't cuss, and nor do I use that word. Back when I first started coming to prison, one of the first things that you were taught when you came in, hey man, get that N word out your vocabulary. You feel what I'm saying? Let's get rid of that. And so it was easy. So once I got rid of it, I went on to, you know what I'm saying, get rid of all the rest of it. I don't like it. Me personally, I don't like it. I don't say it. And I don't like when, you know, black people say it to each other. Because, I mean, you know, it's too much of a problem, man. It's in rap. I mean, I remember years ago when I first started hearing it real prevalent in rap songs. I'm like, dang, you know, things are changing to the point where now it's just okay. You hear it on TV. You see it everywhere. You hear it everywhere. And, you know, it's kind of like, how can we get mad at other people for saying it when we say it every day, all day? You know what I'm saying? It's in the music. You got the essay saying it. You got the whites saying it. You got the Asians.
We lost him, brothers. He'll be back. We lost him. He'll be back. Oh, he was ready. He was getting into it now. I think we lost him for a minute. Now.
Everybody's saying it, but
there we go, brother.
We get mad when they say it. I'm back.
Yeah, you're back.
But I was saying, but we get mad. We get mad. We get mad when others say it, whether it's with the hard ER or the A on the end. But my thing is, okay, lead by example. If we didn't say it to each other so much, then we would have a right to be mad at them for using it.
Yeah.
But me personally, you know, you're gonna get mad at them for using it. But we use it every day. We put it into music and put it everywhere else. People emulate what they hear, they emulate what they see. So if they hearing it and seeing it every day, then eventually, yeah, they will start saying it. Because like I was saying about the race relations in California, you got Hispanics and blacks blending in more and more every day with each other. So of course they gonna pick up the lingo and they gonna say what they say. Now remember, I told you I got a lot of essays from my set.
Yep.
I just finished doing 23 years straight. My crime partner on this case was one of my Mexican homeboys. No good.
Yeah.
I've been knowing him since he was knee high to a pup, and he come up with us every day. And you know, after what, you know, he said he talked just like he walked like us, act like us, talk like us, the whole hookup. And so it came out his mouth. But for some reason, I don't know. We have a what you call that, not a bias, but I forget the word I'm looking for. But anyway, it's like, you know, we didn't look at him as being wrong for saying it. We didn't look at him no type way. It was like just natural for us. You know, the homie just kicking and talking. We didn't look at it, period. You know, you got a lot of my people that be around Asian gangs and in the streets, don't pay no don't look at them. You know, don't even like look, it's not a problem. Don't, you know, it becomes a problem when those who we per se deep down inside don't like already says it. Then it becomes a problem.
Yeah, if they're using it in a derogatory statement, or they're using it to, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Basically disrespect. See, I was taught respect, period. So it's like the reason why I never said it, and this is way before people started saying it, was because it was a respect thing to me. It's like, I'm not going to say something that I know was initiated to disrespect to certain people, right? Or to disrespect, because people are going to say, well, anyone could be the N-word. It means this and it means that. It doesn't matter. We all know why it was used and who was saying it, right? So it's a disrespectful term. No matter what, I'm not doing it, right? Period. My thing is, that, like we said, a lot of the, you know, the young brown, the young black, everyone's starting to blend in and look like each other and everything. I would hate the similarities to be founded on one word that's a derogatory word that wasn't started by neither black nor brown. You know what I mean?
Right.
I would hate that. I would hate that to say, well, oh, it's okay if these certain people say it because we grew up together. Man, fuck all that. None of us should be saying that, right? I did a lot of time in the shoes, a lot of time in the holes, man, with brothers right next door to me. And I asked them, I said, you know, I noticed you never say this, you never say that. And he goes, man, I'm on my people's heads if they say it. He goes, because it's not something they should be out there saying, because then when they say it so much, just like you said, other people think that they can start saying it and get comfortable with it. And then it's going to open up a whole can of fucking worms, and it's just going to cause more, you know what I mean? Division. And I said, exactly. And he goes, and that's not what I put. Thank you, Fish. I appreciate you, my brother. And that's exactly what I agree. So it's something that's never been, and it's something that if you take it, just like you say about cussing, if you take it out of your vocabulary, it just will never be there. I can listen to songs saying the N-word all day, and it's just not in my vocabulary. It's not because I think I'm better than, or because I don't agree with the brothers, or it has nothing to do with that. It's because it's a disrespectful term that I don't agree with. Just like I don't agree with disrespecting my enemies. You know what I mean? Being at that time used to be the South. I didn't disrespect them. I never called them up out of their names or anything. It was just, if it was on, pick up a knife and it's on, right? Because I come from a firm stance and a firm belief that, man, I'm not going to speak behind your back or say anything I'm not going to say to your face, man. Let's just get off what we're mad at. We'll figure it out when the dust settles, right? And that's what real motherfuckers are made of. Now, a lot of people like to say the game's watered down now and these youngsters ain't doing that. And I don't believe that. I don't believe the game's ever watered down. I believe, right, if there's no one out, us, if we're not out there helping and fucking educating and fucking indoctrinating and letting them know the real rundown of the things that we've seen and the things that we went through, well, you can't be mad at motherfuckers that won't never know. You know, you can't. You just can't be. And that's what I truly believe in, man. I believe all this black and brown stuff, I believe it's just, to me, we've come so far, but yet we haven't come far enough, because if one little incident like this Tiger incident could get all this snowball effect cracking, bro, really, what have we accomplished? Not too much. You know what I mean?
You know, okay, let me throw this in. I don't know who reported on Tiger's video first. like I was saying in one of my other narratives,
That was
the
my
video
boy
was
Dubs.
okay, Dubs. The video was super stupid to me. Could it be, I can understand Hispanic people taking it as disrespect. To me, could it have been taken as disrespect? Yeah. If you really wanted to snatch on and latch onto it and make it that way, yeah, it could be taken as disrespect. But but now some people like the same thing with the N-word. Okay, can it be taken as disrespect? Yeah. If you want to grab it and latch onto it that way, because I guarantee you, it's a lot of people that say that other races shouldn't say it, but now in the streets of Southern California, you have races saying it every day to each other all day, and there's nobody really tripping. So, my thing is, okay, we can get it up in arms about it, but the little SA homies from the set, they say it, ain't nobody tripping. You know what I'm saying? Or like in Long Beach and the Asian gangs, they say it, ain't nobody really tripping. The essays in their videos talking to each other, you know what I'm saying? Or they'll say like, oh, that's my N, or whatever. Yeah. It's a lot of people that don't trip. It becomes a problem. People want to trip when they want to use it as a tool to kick up some dust.
Yeah.
Let's stop nitpicking on when it's a problem and when it's not a problem. Let's just stop it altogether, saying it to each other. Then we have a right to tell another race, don't say it, when we stop saying it to each other. But until then, man, stop trying to pick and choose when it's a problem.
Yeah. And you know what? And I agree. And Dubs was the very first one to say anything about the video. But if you look back, what Dubs said was he didn't see no problem with the video, actually. Right? He said same thing you just said. I mean, some people are probably going to misconstrue it. Some people are probably going to feel one way or the other. He goes, I don't see the problem with it. And initially my first video was, I didn't see the problem with it either. I thought he was being what I see the problem. And then when I went back, I see the problem with, well, Tyga's a very influential person. And if you have any type of brains and you say, hey, look, we're going to do this song, we're going to do this video, we're going to do this, we're going to do it this way, man. I know if it's me, my career's on the line, I got shit going on. I'm like, no, hold on now, man. And it's just like this YouTube shit. I'm not going to say anything that's going to get the black people mad at me, the brown people mad at me, the white people mad at me. I'm going to treat everyone equal. I'm going to clown everyone equal. I'm going to do everything equally because either everyone's going to fall off or no one's going to fall off. But I'm not going to do anything to put myself in a box and push people away. So I would think he'd do the same thing. That's the business aspect of it. At the end of the game, it's all about that bag, man. So you're not going to push people away.
Right.
Okay, so for him to do that, I said that's where he made a fatal mistake. Okay, it had nothing to do with the disrespect because, man, we can go through the history of life, man, and there's always going to be something that could be misconstrued as racism, disrespect, prejudice. I don't give a fuck. I'm watching right here. I got Blood In, Blood Out playing, and people are going to say, Gunner was playing that during this discussion. That's racist, right? No matter what you do in life, there's always going to be people that turn it that way. That's their entertainment. That's what they do. They look at it. They're pessimistic. They look at the glass half empty instead of half full, right? They don't see the positivity and shit. And that's just the way life is. We got to deal with those type of individuals. That's the reason we're in the position we're in now is because all throughout life, we've had individuals like that,
I was going to say, okay, yeah. And you're 100% right about that. Because I don't know if you've seen or heard in one of my other videos, okay, because now a lot of people saying, well, Tiger made this video and this and that and the other. And they were, and a lot of on my side, a lot of my people were upset because they felt that it really wasn't that bad. But I said, okay, coming from, you have to be sensitive to everybody's feelings. You know what I'm saying? We just can't look at it from our side and say, hey man, well, we don't feel it's that bad. So forget what they saying. We have to look at it from, the Hispanic side too. But now, I had put the same thing out there. Okay, yeah, that video was taken by the Hispanic people a certain way. But now, from research, when I said, okay, if you go to YouTube and you download El Negrito Tomas,
yeah,
and if you go look at that, and on the same token, we can say, well, who they clowning? Even though it's in Spanish, but you can look at it and tell they clowning black people.
Yeah.
And so, we can, if we don't just nip it in the bud, we can sit here all day and do research and study and look and just slang stuff back and forth. Well, you did this. Well, you did that. Well, you did this. Well, you did that. Man, we'd be here all day with that. Instead of just getting to the point where we say, let's just stop doing it, period.
Exactly. And the man's like this. Yeah, like that's what they want. That's the agenda. That's the agenda. The haves wants the have-nots to argue because that gets our mind off trying to have. Do you understand what I'm saying? So, I think with all that being said, man, as a brown and a black people, man, we need to educate the youth. We need to educate the homies around us. The ones that are like, nah, fuck them, right? No, fuck you, motherfucker. Come here, because your fuck them and all that can cause some problems for me and mine and my children that I'm trying to teach a different way. Because there's not one person on here that are teaching their kids to say the N-word or teaching their kids to fucking dress up in funny suits or paint their toenails. Or there's not one person in there. Everybody wants our kids to not cuss, to have it better than we had it, to get a good job, to do this. Everybody. So if we let that one homeboy that's like, nah, fuck them, that's a trickle-down effect that could eventually get to our own children, man. So if you're not thinking about you and yours, homes, and you're letting these people get away with this, there's going to be problems. The best thing to do is to find that one and to do the best that you can to flip his mind and be like, why? Why fuck the people? Now, I understand there's a lot of things that have happened between Mexican community. Thank you, Palmetto. I appreciate you, brother. The brown community, the black community. I understand. There's always going to be a lot of animosity there, man. But at the end of the day, man, if we don't do something about it, if we don't take the initiative to change it, shit will never change, because people are scared of the unknown and they're scared to be that one to do it. Right now is the time. Right now, the brothers, right now, the brown, right now, everybody has platforms. We have social media. Our voices can all be felt, man. Anyone can get on here and say what they have to say and speak their mind, man. And there's nothing anyone else can do to stop it, right?
Right.
It's that we do that,
Man, I know this is getting a little off subject, but man, I done spent some time down your way, man. In Merced, man. I was in this back in like the mid '80s though.
Oh yeah.
And I was out. I can't remember. We was in an apartment complex. My homies was out that way, man. I was only there a few days because the police rushed the spot. We had to go. So me and my homies, we set up shop. We was in Modesto. I was in Modesto for a minute on the west side on Oak Street. I don't know if you know that.
You was right there in the Blood neighborhood.
See, back in the '80s when I was there, it was a Crip neighborhood on Oak Street. Yeah, and
and then you have the West Side Bloods and Oak and all that. I know all that, Bedrock and all that.
See, I think back then, I think the Bloods were in the projects on the east side. I think I'm not sure.
Yeah, but I think South Side, they was deep in the South Side too.
Okay, you remember area called, I think 4th Street Park or 8th Street Park?
4th Street Park? Yep.
Yeah. They used to have a little clique out there called 8 Ball Posse. They weren't Crips or Bloods, but they was out there back then. But yeah, man, I had a ball when I was in Modesto. Man, I had a essay due. I was we both YA babies. I did. 7 years is YA life. YA
That's
life.
What I did 7 years YA life. Yeah.
Right, we did our YA life, homie. And one of my partners, man, taught me how to swim because he pushed me in the swimming pool when I was in OH clothes. I didn't know how to swim a lick. Was a dude named Toro from Westside Modesto. Man, that man pushed me in that water. I like to drown, but I learned how to swim though. But I had a ball out that way, man. I had a lot of fun in Modesto, man, because I was out that way for a minute. Like late '79, they had sent a lot of us from Norwalk, SRCC, Son of Reception, and they like, well, sign the paper and you can go here. So I didn't know where it was. I was supposed to go to Nellis. At that time back then, I didn't know what Northern California was. I'd heard of Oakland and San Francisco, but I didn't know it was in Northern California. So me and a couple other dudes, we signed a paper. It was me, one of my homeboys, and 3 essays. And we were, next thing I know, a week later, we had the OH clothes. And I know the essays kept talking. I never forget. It was Sharkey from White Fence. It was Lil Ray from Barrio Norwalk and Taco from 18th Street. And they was talking about, hey, when we get here, homie, we gonna do this and that. And I'm wondering, I'm like, y'all talk about fighting, and we
They
ain't
gotta
even,
get off.
I
Yeah,
didn't
they
know.
gotta get off.
Yeah, because I didn't know what they were talking about. I didn't know about the North and South thing. They knew.
Yeah.
And so I'm wondering, I'm like, they gonna do this, and I'm like, why? And so when I got there, a lot of the black dudes that I met the first day there, a dude came up and asked me, where you from? And I told him my set. And he asked me, what is that? I thought it was disrespect. I'm like, what? I was ready to fight. But he was from San Francisco. And like I say, 79, 80, they didn't really know about no sets and all that,
Yeah, nah, it
But
was different. It was different than
yeah,
the Bay
it was
Area has always
different.
been turf. They've always been on turf, some turf stuff. Hey, thank you, Adam. They've always been on the turf, whereas down south it's been hood. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
hood, with the hood.
And within, man, listen, within the first 6 months, every bus that came in, they were sending people from Norwalk, from Southern California reception.
Yeah.
And man, OH closed, DeWitt Nelson. I went to OH closed, DeWitt Nelson, Carl Holton. I went to Preston. From Preston, I came back down, went to Paso. From Paso, I went to TS. From TS, I went to what's the co-ed one?
Ventura.
I went to Ventura. From Ventura back to TS, because man, a lot of people don't know about, man, Preston was a miniature prison. Man,
Yeah,
you get on that
I was in Preston. Preston. It was a prison. It was a prison. No.
Yeah, man. Was you on the Tamarack program?
No, so I did Tamarack though in the whole, but I went from Cedar. Cedar was a reception when I got there. And then from Cedar, I went to Greenbrier. From Greenbrier, we got off with the Bulldogs, and then I ended up doing a Tamarack program right there. Then from there, they shipped me to Carl Holton. But,
Right. Man, yeah, a lot of people know. And if you notice, I tell people all the time, when you go to prison, you go tell the YA babies from people who just come to prison, never been. Because the YA babies was the ones kicking it off. We kicked that thing off, man.
Every day, all the time. Yep.
Yeah.
Definitely, man. And you can tell when you meet a YA baby, and people don't understand, we had, and I say this to say that, we had a leg up. We already knew what to expect. We didn't go to prison like looking around. We already knew pretty much the get down. You know what I mean? It helped a lot of people. A lot of people that, because you see someone come off the bus that ain't never been to prison, ain't never been to YA, and they're looking around like, oh shit. Whereas like, where are we gonna get off at? What's right here? You know what I mean?
Hey, I was in my first time in Pelican Bay shoot. My next door neighbor was my homeboy, a dude named Capone from Sacramento, from Sacra.
Yeah.
And man, me and Capone, man, we used to talk about back in our YA days, man. He was like, man, he said, well, he used to tell me, Toon, we a long ways from YA, homie. I'm like, yeah, man. Hey, it is what it is, homie. We got to finish this shoe term and go on back out there in the blender. We call it the blender. He like, yeah, he like, I'll probably beat you back to the shoe. I'm like, I don't know, man.
And that's the cool part about it, is you're sitting in the shoe, and it's a race on who's going to come back first, because you're coming back.
Oh yeah, for real. He's like,
see, and that's what I'm saying is all these things that we've been through, things have changed now. The mentality's changed. So it's like, and what that does is, I don't want to say it breeds a weakness, but it brings a more conformity where people are a little bit more comfortable, right? Whereas we were always on our toes, like, fuck it. You knew you were going to get off. A fight was nothing. Let's go get it over with so we come on back and get a soup, right? Now, motherfuckers being a little bit more comfortable, it starts getting you to thinking, like, are people really ready for what really could happen? You know what I mean?
Right.
And so it's best now if we just try to help them to realize how it really was. And a lot of people don't want to realize that, man. They don't believe. Like, they ain't never seen it. Like, come on, man, you wasn't going all that. You put too much on it, and I'm not putting enough on it. It really was that. That's what it really was.
Right.
And man, but I appreciate you too, man. I'll be tapping in with your channel, man. I appreciate you coming on, man, and clearing some stuff up, man, and speaking your piece, and being one of the ones on the forefront, man, to make things happen for the Black and brown community. We need more brothers like you, man, ones that are well versed, been around the block. And again, man, shout out to the Avalon Crips, 5 Trey. None but respect, man. I did a lot of time with Avalons, man. Avalons from East Coast. I did time with H-Rays. I did time with Hoovers, but back before they were criminals. You know what I mean? When they were right. All the O's, all the hunters. I don't know how it goes along the lines of who you guys get along with, who you don't. But I know that your guys' hood is well known out there. But respects, my brother. I appreciate you. I appreciate all the 600 that was in the chat. man, we're gonna do this more often, man. I'm gonna try to get you on. I want to get you for an interview, bro, so we can talk to some of them YA stories and then whatever help you need on your channel, man. I'm definitely always here for you, my brother.
Yeah, because when I left my live, I think it was we was almost at 300. I told all my people, I said, hey man, over to the gunners. We going to the gunners.
I appreciate you, my brother, man. I appreciate you, man. All right, you stay up too. Thank you so much, sir.
All right, homie. Thank you.
All right, thank you. All right, Anthony, I'm gonna get up out of here, man. I appreciate you guys. That was big too, man, for 5 Trey Avalons, man. I wanted to get him on here, man, to kind of touch on some of the subjects that we've been seeing going around lately, and to kind of get down to the gist of the matter, which is, what the fuck is going on here? I'm hearing he did a couple videos about Gil. I wanted to, just let him know where we stood with that. Not defending Gil's honor, and by no means, but also not, not being the one to sit here and say, I'm shitting on anyone. That's just not me. And you know what it is, man. So I appreciate each and every one, man. Let's continue to do what we do, because we does what we do. We're gonna do it in a menudo style. That's for the ladies right there. That's for the ladies. Got to give them what they want. Anyways, I'm out of here. Thank you, gente. Bang bang, and in that fashion. Look it out.